Hey everybody, welcome back to Hollow Knight. Hey Travis.
Hmm?
When given in any video game the opportunity to either progress or do side content, what do you usually do?
If I'm playing by myself, usually it's doing side quests because I want to be able to get as strong as I possibly can and not miss anything.
Well, you'll be glad to hear that among the 110 voters in my little poll, only 7 of them wanted to go onto the plot. Everybody wanted to see this side boss.
Oh man, how close of a vote that was.
But yeah, also another thing somebody brought up in the thread, I was mistaken in the Dashmaster badge in that it definitely does decrease your cooldown on dash so you could dash more frequently, but you can only dash down. You can't dash up, as I mistakenly said during the last recording.
Imagine dashing up would kind of break a couple things.
Oh yeah.
Double jump, dash up.
So, I think it's been, what, 3 or 4 weeks since I actually last played this game, so this video is going to be goofy in that I am super rusty, as you can plainly see. I'm also not playing
no die run.
Yes. I'm also not playing with my range extension, so I keep misgauging the range on my sword attack.
Is this where we're actually going to the Mantis Village or something like that?
Yeah, right now we are going to the Mantis Village. It is required to go here partially, but there is a part later on that can be opened up that is entirely optional.
I have a question for you, because I see it happen in this game. With how prevalent things like, obviously, Dark Souls have become kind of a big deal in gaming and how things work, do you think the fact that there is a hitbox on the physical body of an enemy to be kind of archaic? Like, you running into just the guy's head when he doesn't attack you, damaging you, do you think that's a bit much?
It's an interesting thing to bring up in terms of game balance, because in some ways, yes, it is archaic, but this is a 2D game. Now, because of how it's 2D, your range of movement is limited. You only have X-axis and Y-axis. If we didn't have hitbox damaging, people could just walk into an enemy and then spam forever with no consequence, dealing way more damage in the DPS race. By having a contact damage, that's me forgetting what the interact button is. By having contact damage, this de-incentivizes, you know, reckless play and forces you to actually play smart. But I could see why that feels stupid, because fucking every bug has an acid membrane, what? Also, we got wall jump.
I guess there's, in old school design games like this, it makes sense, because otherwise you could just run by everything and never have to attack them.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's harder to find good excuses for it when you could go like, hey, instead of just having them have hitboxes on their face, how about they have spikes on their face, or they attack a lot, or something like that, so...
Oh,
but
yeah.
in these old school games, it does make sense.
It's fully understandable. Like, I still agree that, yeah, contact damage is dumb, but by gameplay design, it's a necessity.
That's interesting. You just got a gameplay mechanic without having to kill a boss for it.
Mm-hmm. It's also neat because wall jumping in this game is not hard. All you have to do is just hug a wall and then press A. But also, it increases your mobility by a lot. Anytime you're on a wall with a wall hook now, if you just latch onto a wall for a split second, you reset your dash.
Oh, really?
And you could dash off walls.
So if you're really running out of jumps, you can jump into a wall, chill there for half a second, get back your dash, and continue.
Mm-hmm. Now that
Are
lever...
there any parts in the main game that actually utilize that mechanic, like you having to climb up a very large cliff or something?
Yes. Oh, there's so many at the end game. But yeah, we opened up a door in the bottom that allows us to go to the sub-boss, but I want to go here for a bit just to show off a couple things. Namely, this is the place where the game acclimates you to the wall jump. Ow. But there's also that weird thing down there, which I'll probably actually look at when I'm done murdering every mushroom thing here. I wanted to say something else, but I just spaced.
All the adorable creatures of this forest.
Yes, I'm a monster after all. Now this room is deceptive. This room is rather deceptive because it looks like you get up there, but you need some other means of elevation.
You'll eventually get the flying feet.
Oh yeah. I'll sprout wings and fly like a true butterfly.
I mean, admittedly, this being about bugs, that's a very real possibility.
Yeah. I don't want to go this way quite yet, but I was just showing off that it loops back into the beginning area where Cornifer was.
Is he still there?
We technically haven't beaten the boss of this zone, so yes, he is. I was also looking for another thing, but I don't remember for the life of me where it is. I think I need to get the quote-unquote fly, but yeah, this is a tree of wheels.
Tree of what?
I don't know what else to describe it as. It's a tree of wheels, but that's gonna tie to a game mechanic later that I'm going to describe to you as tad tones.
Okay. I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, I don't either, honestly. Luckily it's not mandatory. Like, you don't have to do that to get the true end of this game, but it's a mechanic of like, oh my god.
I just realized that enemy was... Oh.
Yep.
No, I just realized that you got that monster's attention not by proximity, but by sound.
Really? I've never noticed that.
Because you were within the same range as him, but it wasn't until you fired off that shot that he seemed to notice you. I was like, that's interesting.
Ah. I think it may have been because I effectively did an attack against him and the game recognized that, but I don't know, I never thought of it that way. But yeah, I do like the level design of the Mantis area. It's got a lot of deep corridors and tight areas, which lets you get acclimated to your wall jump.
Come on, guys. Come on. Oh. A Mantis society would be a very matriarchal society.
You'd think that, but I'm not too sure, because if I remember right, with the Mantis mating situation, oh yeah, this room is mean. See that guy up there?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I actually demonstrate it. No matter what you do, you cannot beat him. I have sequence broken the game to get certain power-ups when I'm not supposed to have them. Came back here and tried to, and you can't beat his speed.
There's something to be said that someone that, no matter how powerful you are, you can't defeat the door.
Yeah. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, in terms of Mantis breeding process, from what I remember, the females actively eat the males, so...
Yep.
I don't know if it'd be, oh wait, matriarchal. I don't know words. Help!
But yeah, I was sitting there thinking like, hey, if all the guys are already eating whenever they have children, like, I'd imagine the ladies would be in charge.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought matriarch meant man. Well, there might be a reason, but that's me being dumb.
Can't spell matriarchal without ma.
But yeah, we've covered most of the level, and we're going to possibly the best boss presentation, bar none. I think this is rad.
The Council of the Bugs. I like the offer of challenge.
So, Travis, you've played Dark Souls 2, right?
Of course.
Remember, fucking,
Sentinels?
yeah, Ruin Sentinels. I honestly think Ruin Sentinels are the worst way to do multi-boss fights. And in response, I feel like the Mantis Lords are the best way to do multi-boss fights. Because notice how
The animations for these Mantis bosses is beautiful.
Yeah, like, they spent they didn't, like, skimp on any budget for the animation. But yeah, I feel like this is the most well-designed boss in this game, because right now we're just learning the first boss. It's not too hard, but it's definitely got that challenge there. So you've beaten one, yeah? Time to step up your game. Now here's the thing, notice how they still have the same pattern, they're just doing it in a sequence, and you're not being overwhelmed by just spotty AI. There's an actual pattern to this. I feel like if you're gonna have multiple bosses, you should have some pattern to it, instead of just boss AI deciding to do attacks whenever and say, what's the term I'm looking for? Leapfrogging patterns in a way that you cannot get any attacks in. Because notice how, even though I'm getting unrelenting attacks upon me, I'm still dealing damage.
Yeah. Well, and Dark Souls 2 is a bad example because they got ganking bosses too many and they were all bad.
Yeah, I just feel like Rune Sentinels was a good parallel to this because of how similar it is. Because in the same vein as this fight, Rune Sentinels had where you fight one and then you fight two. Or if you were bad, you were fighting all three. Also, the rough part about this fight, technically you're supposed to do this after you get a weapon upgrade. So I'm doing this with the base weapon attack. Thanks, guys. I felt pretty confident going into this, though.
This might take a while.
It does take a little while just because you have to deal with 2 HP bars. I don't know, I felt rather comfortable with this, especially when I had a Leg Eater's attack damage trinket. But yeah, I remember when I first fought this boss, I had a nightmare of a time trying to do this phase.
Is this also insinuating that the that one bug that fights with the needle and string is related to mantises?
In a way, yes, because notice how she has the same headdress and a weapon. Also,
Now all three. Now all three.
No, they respect you.
Damn it.
Man, all three would be a wild fight, but this wasn't a fight of, you know, self-defense. This was effectively, hey, I need to progress. Really? Well, challenge us then.
Congratulations, midgets bug.
Also, we're not gonna do this level, I just wanted to, you know, set the tone of this area.
Deepnest. I like the pile of corpses that are probably victims of the Mantis triplets.
Yeah, the Mantis tribe is a very, you know, war-based combat tribe, but they're also defending against something, as you can see with their little totems up there. But also, there's a neat little side effect of beating the Mantises. If I could,
Right, you died to spikes. Oh, okay.
Yes. The side effect of Mantis is I died to spikes, but, they respect you now.
Aw, give him just a little bow.
Yeah, and the Mantises will not aggro on you anymore, and they will not, actively damage you via hitbox. However, if you do punch them in the mouth, they will, fight back.
They're respectful, they're not morons.
And this is how you unlock the area. You beat the Mantis Queens.
Kill him now!
No. He was just doing his job. We get a variety of things by, fighting the Mantis Queens. A, we get a thing.
Sure.
That's not what I'm here for, though. I'm trying to find it. B, we get a lot of money.
Money.
620. Huh. C, we get a bench. I always found this to be a little fucked up because I feel like this should be... You should have a bench before the fight. Because the run back to the Mantis Queens, if you fail, really sucks. But I digress. The actual reward I came here for is this. The Mark of Pride. You know how...
You know how he died?
Yeah. The Mark of Pride is great because, it's another range extension, but it is a hilarious range extension. It is stupidly long.
So
And,
oh man, it costs 3? Ugh.
yeah. But it's well worth it because you could play the safe game throughout the entire game. And the beautiful part is, it stacks with long nail, so if you have both on, your range is comical.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable with this. But yeah, now that we've gained the respect of the Mantises, we got a hook, we have a range extension. Let's actually, you know, continue things.
We have the long arm of the law on our side.
And by continue things, I actually mean do one more side thing, because I forgot I take one little side route now that we have the Mantis hook.
There was something that was just a little bit out of our baby hands' reach.
Oh yeah. I do like the fact that, I died in lava.
That was pretty good.
That happens way more than I'd like to admit, just because I like to speed things up. And then they put that speed trap there specifically for people that are trying to be fast.
You should know by now, trying to go fast at things only makes it slower.
Yeah. But we saw this person last time and we never could address them. That statue's pretty great, by the way.
Oh, I wish that was me. Ow!
Yeah, one thing I don't like fighting about these guys is that they leave a damage trail behind them. But with range extension, they're kind of a joke.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is when you learn, hey, now it's time to combine air dash and hook.
Fuck you, mushroom.
Yeah, that's a little mean. Especially when their bombs do 2 damage. Look at this Meat Boy tier design.
Or Rayman.
Really? I've never played a Rayman.
The new Raymans in particular.
Oh,
have
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of these kind of maps to them.
So, how about I introduce you to the worst character in this game?
Why is he bad? He looks a little bit rough.
We'll see way later in the series, but I digress. This is Bretta. She's very shy.
Aw, nothing's wrong with you. Don't listen to Highwang. You're good.
She's also, very... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say flabbergasted, but like she's basically had her breath taken away by us.
She's infatuated.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You took her bug breath away.
Oh my god.
I love that was actually a loading screen.
just Hollow Knight sitting there with like a bike or something.
Or reading a book.
Yeah, someone in the thread do that for us. It gives a little idle screen for when I have to do these things. But yeah, I decide to go to places where I technically shouldn't be, not because I don't have the power-up, but because, well, in a way I don't have a power-up for one specific thing that I'm looking for, but also, it's a little tricky, especially when I don't remember how to play after a month of not playing.
Are there any other mobility power-ups other than this? Because I really can't think of any other thing you'd need for mobility.
Oh, there's a lot more, dude.
Unless it's just more jumps and more dashes.
I will acclimate you and the viewers to other power-ups next video. But for now, though, a little precarious here.
Oh, that's one good use for that.
Yep, also, I don't know what this is for. I have a vague idea that some people in the thread will probably tell me what it's for. Don't say it. But I don't actually know what it's for.
No, say it, but only tell me.
Yes, that way Travis will have no idea. Because if it's what I think it is, if it's what I think it is the most circuitous thing ever. Hey, buddy.
Who put you here?
That's a good question.
How did they put you here? Oh.
I should just name this episode Highwang Dies in Acid.
Again.
Yeah, in subtitle again. But this is, kind of a dumb thing I'm about to do.
It's a good sign.
I want to go to the left, but I also wanted to show off this and fuck.
Look at all that important stuff you just missed. Ah, shit.
I don't want to be here. Oh my god, I don't want to be here. Deepnest is awful where I'm at right now.
Is this the Blight town of this game?
Kinda, because it's dark, there's a lot of platforming, there's no poison, but there's a lot of ambush enemies, there's a lot of hidden pitfalls, and enemies are... I'm not gonna say by design, but I feel like they're meant that you're not supposed to be here until you have at least one weapon upgrade, maybe more. Because everything here is tough, I don't have a lantern to light the way, I don't have a map. This place is awful, I don't want to be here.
Quick, use your self-destruct.
Also, what the fuck?
It's having a party.
In the wall.
Come on in, come to the place where bugs never end.
Fuck!
Oh shit.
Also, this is a kind of a situation where I usually don't go to Deepnest through this path. So I'm trying to rack my brain around where I'm supposed to go without a map and or lamp.
Man, those bugs are kicking your ass.
Yeah, they are ambush predators. They will actively appear in any dirt areas to ambush me. So I could be trying to heal and then all of a sudden, bam, a weevil bites me in the face.
And it follows you, no less.
That's why I don't want to be here. I don't got the stones to deal with this.
Get me out of this crazy thing. I like the creepy music too.
Yeah. Deepnest is definitely a place where they wanted to do the creepy violin thing.
Again, plays with my hypothesis that this place is quite darker than it's letting on.
Oh yeah. Way darker. I thought there was a thing there, but that's just, you know, bad habit. I'm always looking for secrets.
In the one place you didn't want to be.
Yes. Nope, nope, fuck off. And I'm out. Fuck that place.
We'll have to go there eventually. Hey.
Yep, but I don't want to be there now. Though this place is really goofy.
Oh,
Ugh,
shit!
you dick!
You interrupted their sermon.
I did.
We are the sermon of the poofs.
Also, I believe
in the poof.
I believe if you don't come here at this point in the game, you miss out on one very specific enemy for the bestiary.
Wow, this guy's a talker.
Really obsessed with light and radiance. This is honestly my favorite place to be just because I don't know why I find this person's ranting and raving hilarious.
It's like, take a one, Timmy.
But yeah, I want to say if you don't do it at this point in the game, you miss out on 100% bestiary, but I'm not sure, mainly because I've never done 100% bestiary. That shit ain't for me. Damn it.
Again.
I think I need to do a counter in editing for how many times I eat shit. But yeah, for this specific part, in theory I should be able to do it, but in practice I do not have a means to both cross that gap quickly and also jump.
If you do add a counter, every time a new number appears, add like a really bad duck quack or honk. Just
Now, all the way back here, you remember this old thing?
Yes.
We actually needed the mantis hook to get it.
Oh.
I'll need to get that sound clip from this recording. Just imagine the first time it happens in the video, it was like, what the fuck?
We got a bright future ahead for this episode.
Yes.
Oh yeah, wasn't that one of those slot things? Oh no, that's a hard piece.
Yep. We're halfway there.
Are there a set amount of those you can get?
Yeah, there are definitely a set amount, and there are definitely a set amount that the game has. You don't need to get them all, but hey, I want to 100% this game.
Also, can you expand your magic gauge? Because it feels like even with more health things, you'll use up your magic gauge to the same amount, I would think.
You can, it's just that we haven't... Well, there is one opportunity that we've seen it. Sly sells one of the magic container pieces. I've also been making it more of an active point to talk to the last stag whenever we go to new areas, just to hear what his input on things. God, I already forgot her name, but you remember that gal we just rescued?
Yes. Why? Oh, she took your bench.
Not really. She just, you know, is sitting there as well. She somehow knew I sit at this bench. That's a little weird.
Is this gonna turn to single white female? Like you're gonna come back and she has a nail and a white head and...
That would be funny. But also, since we saved her, her house opened. Also, this fellow. This guy's a jerk.
Why does he sound like Snape?
He's meant to sound like a sniveling person, kind of like, yeah, I've heard of an arena that exists down there. I'll be going there soon. Come and find me.
Mr. Potter.
Tizo is a strange character. I'm pretty sure he exists just to show you to the battle arena. But also, let's check out Beretta's house.
She owns part of your face.
That's really creepy.
Why was that part of the face looking all weird? The white savior.
Yeah, throughout the game, the more you do, Bretta chronicles it in this kind of weird fanfiction-y tier writing, and, this is the only time I'm gonna read it, because, man, it gets a little weird.
No,
Also,
come on. I want to hear the weirdness.
I mean, I could certainly document them in screenshots, but man, it's a lot of writing, dude. There's only
I don't
one
mind
other...
that sort of stuff. It's a good psychological study.
Really? Huh. But yeah, there's a lot of writing. There's only one other person that tops that amount of writing.
Dude, why don't you buy a mass shard? You only need one.
I actually do.
Hey.
Like, when I got the third one, I thought, wait a minute, did I buy one from Sly? Unleash my face! Also, the other side is kind of freaky because one side is hit by light and the details drowned out by the light. I also want to get a couple of other things. I want to get this key for something later.
I love it's called a simple key, but he charges nearly 1,000 pieces for it.
Well, he knows it's going to be useful, and he's going to charge the ever-living fuck out of whoever's going to buy it.
Well, I just heard how excited she was to see you when you showed back up.
No, I don't want to go there. I wanted to go to the train station, but I forgot where it was.
Look, see how happy she is to see you.
Mm-hmm.
No one can be as happy as she is. No one.
I could actually think of one person, but for all the wrong reasons. Like, you're thinking of a pure and innocent happy. I'm thinking of someone who's happier in a sinister fashion.
In the middle of the fucking wastes.
Yeah, I probably should have considered that abbreviation. So now that we have the Mantis hook, we could actually progress.
Oh yeah, I remember this part.
This one's a lot tamer than trying to get Bretta, but I also do kind of mess up one part. I think right about here, because what you're supposed to do is go to the other side of that door, but fuck. Okay.
What now?
Well, A, open up the bridge so you can backtrack easier, but, you know, keep doing it.
How dare you make it past my spike trap?
Now, if you remember way back in episode 2, we got a thing from the False Knight called the City Crest.
So wait, there's a city of these fake knights?
No, he's just, you know, the main guard. He holds the key to this big old gate. As for what lies beyond, we'll, have to figure that out next time.
Yep, because you ain't going anywhere else now.
There is actually a shortcut that you could open up in the back way, but you need an upgrade in the next area in order to do so. Besides, we have the train station. What do we need to backtrack for?
Let me ask you an obvious question. That girl bug you rescued, is she Lautrec?
No.
Alright.
If such a character exists, which it doesn't, I would have to give it to Tizo more than anything. Because Tizo isn't as, you know, welcoming as Lautrec, where he's like, oh, hello. I seem to be in a pickle here, much like my brother, Yurt. Can you help me out? No, Tizo's just...
You're thinking a different character. Lautrec was that guy that shows up in the first one that's just like, thank you for rescuing me from that prison cell.
yeah,
that's like, oh, you're not gonna do anything evil.
Yeah, I was using the wrong voice. But yeah, Lautrec is a bit disarming, much like his older brother, Yurt. Though, there's really no parallel to that in Hollow Knight, unfortunately. Like, as I mentioned, I think Tizo's the only one just because he's the only one that's kind of like, yeah, you're kind of a bitch, come fight me.
Fight me in the dark arts. Yeah.
I do gotta figure out something, though, because, like, Tizo's story arc is weird, and I think it's highly appropriate for him, but we'll see that later on. He's one of the few characters in this game I don't like. Not from, like, I think he's a well-designed character. I just think he's a huge jerk.
Maybe that guy with the mighty name in him will go kick his ass.
Oh yeah, Zote the Mighty.
He can handle it. He's strong.
Yeah, he's got his blade, the Life Ender.
If you have a life, I'll end it.
Ah, man. So, next time on Hollow Knight, we are going to what many consider, including me, to be the best level in the game, period.
More excitement to come.
See you folks next time. Synchronize audio in 3, 2, 1, sync.
Sync.
Christ. Okay, that'll be in the end of the episode.